2020 was set to be one of the most exciting and fulfilling years of our lives. We started the year by moving out of our rental, plans to house sit for 2 months on this beautiful coastal property with horses, dogs, cats, and ultimately a way to save money for an indefinite experience abroad, living in a bus, working, travelling, and climbing our way through Europe and hopefully beyond. Sean had finally been through the arduous process of getting a British passport, and I had a visa to work as an occupational therapist in the UK. Oh, and at some point, we got engaged, and we were to celebrate in May 2020 in front of all our friends and family, and as a way to see us off before we started our new lives abroad. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that no matter how good your organisation skills are, or how much you think you know what you want for your future, life can have other plans.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
More than 3 billion people in almost 70 countries and territories have been asked to stay at home.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
We're asking everyone to work at home if possible, postpone unnecessary travel.
आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में.
So together, and with the rest of the world, we face this unprecedented challenge. For many, young and old, 2020 will be the toughest year of our lives.
So just like that, our plans that we'd been working on and cultivating for years evaporated, and a sea of uncertainty swept over us. Like everyone else in the world, our realities changed, and we didn't know how long for. I must point out that we were in a fortunate position compared to millions of people around the world. We had family and friends willing to take us in. So halfway through our house sit, the owners had to come home from their overseas travels. In what appeared to be many steps back, we moved in with my parents. We spent a whole season, the autumn season, sleeping in a swag and camping in my parents' backyard so that we could have the necessary space from each other. We set up a job hunting office, a tent, and a mechanic's workshop that left much to be desired.
Looking back now, we can appreciate the situation as a resilience building exercise. But at the time, it was pretty tough. I don't want this video to adopt a sad theme or cry out for sympathy. I just think it's important that we share the full weight of our experiences and the consequences of the actions we take and the decisions we make, positive and negative. It's not always rainbows and lollipops, unfortunately. I feel so weird filming myself. This is not natural. So after a couple of months with the in-laws and in essentially isolation, things started to look hopeful. I'd successfully refurbished Hugo by changing the clutch, plenty of driveline components, but more importantly, getting some sustainable power. So tripled the battery capacity, smart controllers, inverters, solar panels, all that so Jess could work reliably off the grid. And I kind of have a do-it-yourself attitude where I just want to learn new skills all the time, and I feel the best way for me to learn is to just give it a go. You make mistakes along the way, but in the end, you become more independent. When things eventually go wrong, you can hopefully problem solve yourself. So you may be thinking, why go to all that effort to fix the car? Well, in that time, we've decided that traveling the world isn't going to be likely anytime soon. So the best bet is to travel Australia, see more of our own country, which meant a lot of work needed to be done to make our trusty mechanical companion reliable. Anyway, more good news came when Jess landed a job. She got a dream job in the field that she wants, and it's only working 3 days a week, remotely. More of that in another episode. So we had the income lined up, we just needed the destination and something for me to do on the road. An opportunity presented itself on a community page on social media that I follow. Aiden was offering teaching someone how to mill trees into usable timber, and I negotiated with him, so in exchange for us to stay in his campground, I would help him out for a month to start with, and we'll see what happens after that. And after a few lengthy phone calls, we kind of gauged each other and we were on the same page, and we're both really excited about the prospect. He needs 2 people to do a lot of the work, and you know, it's hard to find someone that'll do that for nothing, and that's me. So job, vehicle, destination. Everything was looking prime. It wouldn't make for an exciting story without more drama, would it? So, a week before we were about to take off to the Grampians, the borders were open at that stage. We set off to the Blue Mountains as like a trial run for Jess to work in the setup and to do one last climbing trip with our climbing friends. I returned home with a knee injury, and a couple of days later I got a severe tooth infection, and we were back on the stress roller coaster, future uncertain. Thankfully, I was able to get that bastard tooth out the day before we took off, and the knee injury turned out to be a torn meniscus, which is relatively good news. So I booked in surgery for 5 months' time, and we took off. Now to fit all of this in that little bag. Ready to go.
She's full.